Hey you guys, it's Kim here. So welcome back to my channel. Minus my pimple, don't worry about that. It's going away. I just kept picking at it. Anyways, for this story, it's going to be about old relationships versus new relationships. So I am actually going to talk about some personal stuff for this video of what I went through with relationships with guys that I dated, and then with relationships with friends. So I'm gonna kind of try and do this as a video of old relationships that like with guys I've dated, and then old relationships with friends versus new relationships with new people I've met and guys that I've seen and friends that I do have, and anyways, so as far as the relationships for dating, let's start with that. So I used to be, like, ever since high school, I used to be the girl that was always quiet, didn't really do much. Sorry, my mom just texted me. My Apple Watch vibrates. So, anyways, relationships in high school. Yes, I didn't date anyone in my school. I had crushes on some guys that I dated in school. Like, I'm not going to say any names, but yeah, I had crushes on some of them. And I'm pretty sure they knew or know. But, I dated some guys online, which was not good. So that's what I'm going to talk about. Never date anyone online that you will never see. Because you never know who's actually talking to you or who's behind that computer. Like, of course, the guys I dated, they were my age or a little bit older, but still in high school. So one guy that I dated, I guess I'll say his name because I wouldn't really say we dated. It was just more like cyber dating. It really wasn't a relationship, but I dated him for a couple of months till his true colors actually came out. It actually started like freaking me out because of all the stuff he was asking me to do in order for him to come visit me. And he was like from Ontario. So picture this. A guy asking his girlfriend or a girl that he's specifically supposed to be dating, but it's over the computer. Like, yeah, I know it's long distance, it's all this, but whatever. Anyways, picture him asking her, in order for him to come out to her grandpa's funeral, to sleep with her dad and her brother. When he asked me to do that, I was just like, okay, there's something freaking wrong with you, because that is disgusting. So, of course, I did break up with him. I did find out that he did have a girlfriend, so I was just like, whatever. It was over the internet, so I'm not mad or anything. I was mad at him for what he asked me to freaking do. And I was just like, no point, like, whatever. There's lots of guys out there. So, of course, I just said, fuck it. Bye. So, that is one relationship that I hope I never talk about again. The next one, please understand, you guys, these are like personal stuff that I am telling you. I never told anyone except for my mom about that relationship or about what he asked me to do. So just to clarify that, I've never opened up about these relationships except for my last one that I will tell you, for a horrible boyfriend. So the next one I started seeing, he lived in a small town close to mine. We were just friends. Like, of course, I started to like him and everything, but he dated two of my friends, so of course I wasn't gonna date him. But I knew we kind of liked each other. We had a little bit of fun. Like, not saying we slept together yet, but we didn't. So things went rocky because I liked him, but I didn't. He liked me because I had my license and I was able to drive him also to parties, like I did with my guy friends, which I'll get into that too later on in the video. So I stopped seeing him because I was just like, you know what, I keep being used. I don't want to be. So anyways, that was that. I pretty much cut it off at the end of like grade 10 going into grade 11. So I was just like, no, I'm done being friends with you. Like, he got a tattoo, didn't have enough money for it, asked me to pay if I could pay for the rest of it and he would pay me back. He never paid me back. And yeah, Ryan, if you're watching this, that is you. So yeah. Oh, and he might get mad at me for saying that. But anyways, yeah, I think he like owed me like $160. Like, I paid for over half of it because he got a star tattoo. Like, it was a nice tattoo. Like, I liked it. But like, if you're gonna be a friend and you're gonna ask someone for money, pay them back. And you know what? He's been like posting on Facebook that he's given a different friend money and he hasn't gotten paid back. Like, I wanted to post on it and be like, dude, you haven't even paid me back. That you owe me from nine years ago. Like, seriously, you're gonna be mad because this friend that you lent $3,000 to didn't pay you back? Dude, you don't pay your friends back that lend you money. Like, it just bothers me when people complain that people aren't paying them back. It's just like, think about what you did. Like, you did the exact same thing. Anyways, I'm over it. I've gotten over it because it's caused too many problems. So my next relationship was my best friend. Yes, it was a guy, because I'm straight. Let's just put that out there. I have always been straight. So my best friend, he is from Ontario. He is from London, Ontario. We've known each other since, I think it was grade 9 when I first met him on Tagged. We became really close and really good friends, and he's like my best friend. He knew everything. Like, I told him so much, and he was the one that actually kept me sane and not wanting to be suicidal anymore. Anyways, that'll be another video on suicide if you guys want to know about my story. Leave a comment down below if you want to hear about that. And yes, so this was when I was 19. So I was going into my 18, but turning 19, and I was going into my first year of college. I was taking new media communications. So he was having a little bit of problems in Ontario. Like, he wasn't getting along with his mom. He wasn't, like, you know, he just wanted to get away. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to be living with my auntie, but come down for a little bit. Like, you know, I'm sure it'll be fine if you come down for a little bit. I'll pay for your ticket and everything. And, you know, so he did. Well, the thing is, I forgot to tell my aunt that my great aunt that he was coming just to stay for a couple of weeks. He wasn't going to be there long. He just wanted to come and stay and just get away. That was my fault for not telling her, because then she saw his clothes in the second bedroom downstairs one day that she was down there, and she called my parents. My parents came to the city, got mad at me, told me to send him, go take him to a bus station, buy him a ticket, and all this. So he ended up having to stay at a security guard's place from the bus depot. He stayed there, and then, I actually was upset with my parents. Because, he was only there to visit. He wasn't there to, stay forever. He was just there to visit. So, anyways, I was very mad. I had a hard time sleeping that night because I was kind of worried about him. He was in a new province. He had to, stay at a random person's place in Prince Albert because of me, who was stupid and not being honest with my aunt. And so I kind of was beating myself up that night and didn't sleep. So his bus wasn't leaving till I think 8 in the morning the next day. I went and saw him before school because I was just like, you know what, I want to see him before he leaves. And thing is, I should have just spent that day with him and took him to Saskatoon and just spent the day in Saskatoon with him, because his bus in Saskatoon was not leaving till 5 in the evening. So, I could have spent a whole day with him. So, that was bad on my part for not spending that day with him before he went back to Ontario. But, so fast forward to the end, he had a couple of girlfriends in between the time he got back to Ontario to the time I went to visit him. So I did a few things. But I'm not going to mention all of them. I'm just going to say I was going through a hard time. I wanted to just hang out with him again. I wanted to just be around him. He always made me feel happy. So I decided that I was going to run away to Ontario and just start a new life. And not saying I was going to start it with him, but I just wanted to get away from my problems. I didn't want to deal with my problems. I thought I was too young to have problems. But I had depression and I had anxiety, but I couldn't talk to anyone about it. My mom wouldn't listen. So it was hard growing up, Anyways, so I ran away to Ontario. I took a 2.5-day bus ride to Ontario. It was kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. I was terrified. I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I literally did not think I was going to make it to Ontario. I thought I was going to get killed. Because there was that, not too long before I took off to Ontario, a guy was beheaded on a Greyhound bus. But I think that was I'm not really sure where it was. So I know it was in Canada. I just can't remember if it was going to Alberta or going to Ontario. I can't remember, so please don't get mad at me for not being right. But anyways, I was terrified, but I still went. I made it there in one piece. I stayed there for 5 days, and then my parents wanted me to come home. Because they were worried about me, and, I had a cousin's wedding that month, I think 2 weeks later. Yeah, so, I went home. My parents took away my cell phone, of course, because of what I did. I'm not going to say everything I did because, that's between me and my parents, so please don't ask me in the comments because I will not say it. My parents were really good to me. So I've made a lot of mistakes, which, I'm not proud of, but I'm trying to fix that. I've been trying since I was 20. Anyways, so that was that. Me and him, we had our we liked each other. Then we just decided to stay friends because neither of us was gonna move to one province. Like, he wasn't gonna move to Saskatchewan and I wasn't gonna move to Ontario. So it was just best we just be friends. And we liked each other. We had feelings for each other. But it was just the best. Sorry, I'm burping. Anyways, okay. So me and my friend Jared, he probably watches my YouTube channel now, but I don't know. We got into a big fight about 5 years ago. I don't recall what it was about, but I bought him a Zippo lighter, for his 21st birthday. And I already knew he had a Zippo lighter from his dad. So I knew he wasn't gonna use the one I got him. But he was gonna use it as a display, and I think it had a heart and said love on it. Can't remember. I think I just picked it because I liked the design and the background of it. But it was kind of a little personal too because I liked him. I still liked him then. Anyway, because he knew my life, right? I never hid anything from him. I was always honest with him. So he was my best friend, of course. So the love kind of just meant love you as a friend, not romantically anymore. Those feelings that I wanted to date him kind of went. Well, they came and they went, is how I'll put it, because, Ooh. Sorry, my uncle left me a note. I did not know. Anyways, I'll read that after. I'm so sorry. I just saw it. I don't even know why. I just wanted to film this. Anyways, so me and Jared got in a big fight about 5 years ago, and I was dating my ex, which I'll get into after this because I just want to finish up with Jared, and then I'll just get into that. So I think I just asked Jared about the lighter that I sent him. I forgot what exactly it looked like and what I got engraved on it. I was just asking, and I tend to ask all the time because, and just trying to make conversation. He took it as I was trying to start a fight, and that's all I talk about, and that's how the fights always start. And I was just okay, Jared, calm down. No. I wasn't even trying to start a fight, and I was just I just wanted to know, how it was. I don't remember what it looks like. I don't remember what I said. And, all I remember, I think it says happy 21st birthday. You're an awesome friend or something. And then it was supposed to say from Kim. And they put, the people that got engraved here in Saskatoon, they put love Kim. So, I wrote this page letter to him because, of course, that's what I wanted to do. And I sent it to him for his birthday. And I was just okay, on the back, it says what it's supposed to say, but at the bottom, where it says love Kim, it was supposed to say from Kim, and I just said whatever, it was a mistake, I understand, whatever. So, he laughed at it, he understood, and he's just thanks for the gift and everything. So, yeah, anyways, to our fight, that was where it started. And really, I wanted to talk to him about something personal, which I would get into in the next part of the story. But he took it as I wanted to start a fight about the Zippo layer, which I didn't. Anyways, I haven't talked to him in 5 years. And I'm not gonna lie, I miss him because he was my best friend. He knew my life. He knew everything about me. So it was just like, you know, what happened? Like, it wasn't supposed to be a fight. So, yeah, I haven't talked to him. He blocked me on Facebook. I tried, like, 2 weeks later to talk to him, to apologize, like, and say, you know what, you misunderstood me, like, I wasn't trying to start a fight. He didn't say anything. He read it, and he blocked me. Okay. So I had his cell number. I text him. At this time that I text him, I think it was like a year later, or a couple of months, maybe 5 months later, I text him to say that I'm sorry and that I wanted to talk and just to clear things up and everything. At this time, he had a girlfriend. So instead of him texting me back, she texted me back. And she said, leave my boyfriend alone. He doesn't care. We don't care. Blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, whoa, dude, I don't even know you. Like, why are you texting me back on your boyfriend's cell phone? If you want to freaking text me back, take my number and text me from your freaking phone. Like, I was just like, I'm texting Jared to talk to him. Like, he's my best friend. I've known him for 9 years. We had a fight. We left things in a bad place. We stopped talking because of this. And I was just like, I want to talk to Jared, whether you like it or not. So she kept texting me. She was very rude and mean. So I was just like, whatever. I'm done. Like, fine. Whatever. If he wants to let you text me back because he's too of a little man to, like, text me back himself, then frick him, right? Anyways, so I waited, I think, about 2 years. So he never changed his cell number. I waited about 2 years before I tried to talk to him again. I think it was like 2 years, maybe a little longer. I tried to talk to him again. So I said, hey, Jared, can we talk? Like, I really need to talk to you and clear things up about this fight we had, blah, 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 years ago. I think it was like 2 years ago at that time when I tried to talk to him again. And he's just like, didn't answer me. His girlfriend did. So I was just like, wow, like, really? How old are you? Like, you can't text me back, but your girlfriend is going to use your phone to text me back to tell me to stop talking to you? No, you can do it yourself. Like, it pissed me off so much that he couldn't just say, you know what, Kim, yes, we can talk, but right now I don't feel like it. I'll message you when I am ready to. That's it. That's all I wanted. But no. He wouldn't. It was his girlfriend. And you know what? I have nothing against her. I had nothing against any of his girlfriends. His one girlfriend, when we first met, she was awesome. If I can remember correctly, her name was Ashley. And if she's watching this, hi, I'm Kim. I used to be Jared's friend when you guys were dating. But anyway, she was awesome. She had nothing against me. I loved her to death. Like, she was awesome. She was like also a friend of mine. Like, I had nothing against her. I still don't. Like, she was awesome. Like, I have nothing bad to say about her. I'm sorry. Anyways, but yeah. So Jared's just a little bit like, to me, this wasn't our first bad fight. This wasn't our first fight that had us stop talking. Like, he stopped talking to me once before, and that didn't start talking to me again till I was about to graduate. Like, I think it was like 7 months. That's how long our first big fight went, was 7 months. Yeah. And now our second fight has been 5 years, and I haven't talked to him at all. Which, you know what? Whatever. Like, I'm not saying I hate him. I'm not saying, that, he overreacted. We both said things, and yeah, I push people away, so I probably pushed him away. And I tend to do that. It wouldn't be the first time I tried to push him away anyways. But anyways, on to my next story for boyfriends. This one. Okay, I'm gonna name him Kyle. I'm not gonna really say his name because if he does watch my YouTube channel, that he may leave nasty comments, so I'm just not gonna say his name. Anyway, so when I first started talking to Kyle, he told me he was 20. So at this time, I was 22. So 2 weeks into our relationship, I found out that he was 18. Okay, me being 22, him being 18, I was an adult, he was an adult, it was fine. I was only 3 years older than him. He was turning 19, I think in May, I believe. I think May 14th or something like that. But, yeah. So, like, I was pretty mad at him for lying to me about his age. So, that's where the trust started going. But then, like, he was a high school dropout. He didn't have a very good job. I'm not going to say where he lived. He did live in Saskatchewan. He lived close. But that's all I'm going to say about his location. Sorry, you guys. Just hold on. Hello? Good, how are you? Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes. No. Okay, thank you. You too. Bye. Sorry about that, you guys. That was a phone call from Sleep Country. Yeah, we're having some stuff delivered here, so I think they just wanted to clear things up, and I'm sorry. I'll try and, get rid of that when I edit. But anyways, so on with my last boyfriend 4 years ago. Kyle he had a temper, not gonna lie. It sometimes scared me. Being 22 and him being younger than me, it really scared me. So, because I never dated someone with anger management problems, but 2 weeks into our relationship, he still had contact with his ex because he was driving her car for work and he didn't have a good job. He was a pizza delivery boy. And he worked shitty hours. But anyways, so he ended up getting arrested. I don't even exactly know what happened that he got arrested, but all I know is that he called me that night in the middle of the night when I had to work at 9 a.m. To tell me he just got out of jail and he wanted to see me and all this, and I was just like, okay, what happened? Like, so he told me, and of course I'm not gonna say it because it's his life, it's not mine. I'm just talking about what this relationship did to me. So, anyways, three days after that, like, I went to see him the next day when he, like, after I was done work. But 3 days later, he started asking me for some money to help pay his cell bill and, you know, just his cell bill and some gas money. And you know what? I said, okay, like, if you're tight with money right now, yes, no problem, as long as you pay me back. Oh yeah, I'll pay you back, he says. Well, little did I know, he was going to continue to ask me for money. And I had a good job. I was working in PA. I was working at the optical department in Superstore. And I was thinking about taking my optician's course. He was asking me for money to pay for rent, for cell bill, gas, groceries. Anytime I would say no, it was just like, you're cheating on me, you're a slut, you're this, you're that. You know, it was always the name calling, the verbal, the emotional, the mental abuse. Then it became the financial abuse. He took over 10 grand from me, and this was 4 years ago. He never paid a cent back. So anyways, going back to 2 weeks into our relationship, he ended up getting me pregnant. So I went to his place one day and I said, you know, we need to talk. He was playing PlayStation. I said, can you just pause it and just let us talk for a minute? Like, I can't talk to you when it's personal, when you're like on PlayStation with people in the States. Can you pause it and just talk with me? He got so freaking mad that I freaking packed up my shit. Because I was staying there for 2 weeks because he didn't trust me when I lived with my parents. So I packed up my stuff and I said, whatever, we're done. Goodbye, and try and find someone else to pay for your bills because you owe me over 10 grand already. He texted me so much. I said, you know what? I was wanting to talk to you for something. I didn't talk to him for a whole month. Let's just clear that up. So I was at my cousin Lindsay's. She had her first baby. And I believe Kaylee she was born in October, and this was around April-ish or August. I can't remember. But, you know, Kaylee was almost going to be a year old. So let's just say that. And Lindsay, please don't get mad at me for this. It's just my story. I'm sorry. Anyways, I just left her place, I'll say, and he texted me and he wanted me back and all this, and I said, no, you wouldn't listen to me when I needed to talk to you. By the way, I was pregnant for 2 months. I just lost the kid because of the stress you've been giving me. So, no. So, I miscarried, of course. So I'm a stressful person. So I like to talk about things that bother me, But if people aren't gonna, if the person I'm with or dating doesn't want to talk, it makes my stress level go up even higher. Sorry, I'm just gonna grab the remote, you guys. Ooh, there it is. Let's just put on the same movie. So I didn't really want to talk to him because when you miscarry, you lost the kid. And it's hard for a woman. Like, if any girl has lost a kid while being pregnant, it's hard. We go through so much. And I love kids, so it was devastating to me. But in another way, I was happy I lost the kid. Don't judge me, you guys, for saying this. I was sad that I lost the kid because I love kids and I want kids of my own. But I was happy I lost the kid because I didn't want to bring him or her up in a abusive relationship. And yes, I could have raised the kid on my own because I had a good family. I had a great job until he got me to quit it and move to Saskatoon, which I should have said no, which I wish I did say no. But yeah, I understand if you guys are going to judge me, I understand. But this is my story, and, still to this day, I am sad I lost the kid. But nothing I can do about it. It's life. It's not the end of the world. I know I will have kids. I know I'll have them with someone that I want to be with for the rest of my life. I didn't want to be with him because he took advantage of my depression and anxiety. He used it against me. He made me feel like trash. He literally made me feel like I was below people. If he wanted to go hang out with friends, I had to stay in my car. And, it was hard. And of course, anyone who's been in an abusive relationship, they would understand how hard it is to leave a guy because no matter how long you were with that guy, it's hard because that's all you know. And you're afraid because you don't know if you'll be okay or if you can find someone else. I was afraid to leave him, but I was happy I did it. He ended up coming to my brother's. This was around Christmas. Around Christmas that year. And, I tried to give him another chance. I tried. But it just wasn't working out because he always wanted my car. He always said he was obligated to drive it. And he was the one that was putting the gas in it. I was just no. And at the time, I had another job. And I decided that he just wanted my car. So he showed up Christmas Day and just said he came to talk. So you guys, I'm so sad about that. Anyways, this is such a long video. I'm sorry. But anyways, he came to my brother's Christmas Day in the evening when I came back from my grandma's. And he said his friend brought him and he wanted to talk and he was going to go and just tell his friend that he can go home, that it's okay, that I'll drive him home. Didn't realize, because when I got there, I was distracted by putting my suitcase or whatever in the spare bedroom at my brother's. And I turned my back for a minute or two. And I had my keys on the counter just because that was the easiest place to put them at the moment. I was putting my suitcase in the bedroom and didn't realize my keys were still on the counter, and I should have grabbed them before he even came there. Anyways, when he said he was gonna go and tell his friend that it was okay, he could go home and I would drive him home, he decided, oh, there's her keys. I'm gonna just take her car. And of course, I turned my back so I didn't see him take my keys. But when I went to grab my keys to put them in my purse for the next day, because I had to work at 8 in the morning, I couldn't find them. So I ran outside. I was just like, okay, where are my keys? Ran outside. My car was gone. Get this. Because I helped him pay his bills, my bills got put on hold, so my cell phone got cut off because I couldn't afford to pay my cell phone bill. So my cell phone didn't work. I didn't know my brother's landlords. I didn't want to run to them and say, hey, can I use your phone? My ex-boyfriend stole my car. I just felt embarrassed. So I went into my brother's basement suite and I emailed him because, of course, that was the only thing that worked at the time, or how I could get a hold of him. And I said, if you're not back with my car by this time, I worked at 8 and I had to be there by 7:45, and I was just like, if you're not here by 7, I'm calling the cops. And he came and picked me up, and I was just like, you know what? My parents are coming to the city. Call someone to come pick you up because I'm keeping my car. You took it from me without permission. And I never said he could use it for work that night. That kid is, I'm sorry for whoever ends up with him. I am sorry. He is a con artist and a manipulative person. I am sorry for whoever ends up with him at the end. I'm just putting that out there. Anyways, so on to new relationships. So I've seen guys after him. I've cheated on him with someone else. He's the only, my ex is the only guy I ever cheated on. I'm not a cheater, but I cheated on him because I needed a way out of that relationship. So just understand that. I would never cheat on a guy I'm dating. It's just when it's an abusive relationship and I don't know how else to leave, yeah, then that's something. I know people are going to comment down below and say I'm a cheater no matter what, but I only cheated on Kyle. Because I'm not going to really tell you guys his name because he may watch this and then he may leave some nasty comments. He still might. Anyways, I'm not going to say I'm a cheater because I never would cheat. It's just I needed a way out of an abusive relationship. So I went back on POF, which is Plenty of Fish. It's a dating site. I met a few guys on there, which I'll get into. And I met a few guys on there before my ex, but of course that I'm not even going to talk about them because it's all about now. This video is so long. I might do it in 2 parts. But where was I? I had to breathe. Life is about mistakes and learning from them and so on and so forth. So yes, I cheated on my ex because I needed a way out of an abusive relationship. So I met a guy, he was actually 2 years older than my ex. And yes, it was just for fun. It was like innocent, like it was just to hang out, get away, and, you know, make new friends. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm not even gonna mention his name because there's no point. I don't even talk to the guy anymore. I haven't talked to him since 2015-ish is when I met him. So it was like April when I started talking to him that year. So anyways, so after that, I also was seeing another guy too that I met a couple of years before I met my ex, and I liked but then didn't like because I kind of just was tired of waiting for him. So that one was an okay relationship. Like, we were friends, and then I ended up moving in with him, which wasn't a good thing because I was really down for money. Like, I never should have moved in with him. I should have just moved back home. He was a friend, a good friend, and moving in with him kind of just ruined the friendship. He didn't understand that I was low on money, and because I had a lot of debt, and I still do, and I'm not proud of it, right? Anyways, I'll just say we ended up not talking. Like, we don't talk either, me and this guy, and it's hard. And you know what? I understand. I did it to myself. I let my ex still be in my mind, like, you know. Anyways, I was always apologizing. I was always doing something, and I still do. Like, no one is ever gonna be able to stop apologizing when it's not their fault after they get out of an abusive relationship. It takes time. I still apologize all the frickin' time to guys when it's not even my fault. Like, I don't even know how many times I say sorry to the guy that I'm friends with right now. Like, well, friends with benefits, I guess. I'll just say that. Anyways, but on to another person. There's been a couple of guys where I've been talking to and been really good friends with. Like, the one that I'm seeing right now, kind of, like, we're good friends, but we, you know, we're friends with benefits. And that's because that's what I asked him to be. And, of course, for me, I only will be that with one person because it complicates things, and of course, if it doesn't work out, you don't know where it's gonna go in the end, right? And I don't know if you guys are like me, but I've been through a lot. Like, don't think that don't comment down below and call me a slut or anything. Like, when I say this, one guy I was actually seeing like a couple of years ago, this was like in 2013, he was sleeping with multiple girls, multiple women. He was 26 at the time. I didn't know he was sleeping with other people. I wasn't. I only sleep with one person when I'm sleeping with someone, or hooking up with someone. That's just who I am. Because I've always heard from my mom, because she's a registered nurse, that there's STDs out there, there's AIDS, there's, you know, and of course I Didn't want to catch any of that. So, of course, you know, I only ever slept with one person at a time. If I was seeing a guy, he was the only one I was sleeping with. If I was seeing someone else, that's the only one I was sleeping with. I would cut off ties with that person that I was sleeping with before. Anyways, the guy that I was seeing in 2013, he gave me chlamydia. Anyways, just to clarify, I am clean. This was back in 2013, so it was 5 years ago. 2013. Because I met him in the fall of 2012, and it was 2013. It was around July. It was the first weekend of July that year. I think it was like July 1st, around there. I had a bladder infection a week before, and it was so painful. Like, I've had bladder infections before, but my bladder infections before that weren't as painful as this one was. So my mom took me into the doctor's, and we were only 15 minutes from Rostron. So we went there, and the doctor that was actually on call was the doctor that delivered me when I was born. And, she tested me for a bladder infection, and I was positive. She also asked me if I was sexually active and if I may have a STD. I said, well, I kind of am. Like, I'm only sleeping with one guy. And she's just like, well, do you know if he's sleeping with any other girls? I was just like, I don't really know. She's just like, do you mind if we test you for an STD? So it's like, no, not at all. So, of course, I had to pee in a cup again because the lab didn't test me for an STD. Also, when they test me for a bladder infection. So I peed in another cup. They tested me. I didn't know my results that day because I already had my antibiotics for my bladder infection. So we went and picked up those at the pharmacy. And I was in my basement suite. Like, I just moved into my basement suite like 3 days before this. And I get a call from the doctor. And she's just like, Kim, I have some news to tell you. It's just like, oh no. And she's just like, yeah, you're positive for chlamydia. And I was just like, what? Say what? Like, I was so caught off guard, and like now I kind of just chuckle about it because it's just like, I'm clean, I have nothing to worry about now, like, it's over, it's done with, I don't even talk to this guy anymore. So I was going up to the lake that weekend, that Friday, and she's just like, is there any way you can come here and I can give you the the antibiotics for it? Or could you go to the place in Saskatoon to go and get it? And I said, you know what, I'm going to be heading out to the lake so I can stop in PA because, of course, we go to a lake that's up north. And she's just like, okay. So I get off the phone and I text the guy. Oh, I was a bitch. I'm just gonna say that. I was a total bitch to him. I was just like, dude, you gave me chlamydia. Don't say you didn't. Don't say you don't have an STD because you're the only freaking guy I'm sleeping with. Like, oh my God, I was just so mad at him that I was just like, how could you do this to me? Like, this is not right. Like, I can't believe you would do this to me. Like, it just hurt me. Like, he betrayed my trust. He didn't talk to me for the whole month of July. So I was just like, whatever. So, yeah. And then in August, he decided to talk to me again and wanted to hook up. I say, well, just come hang out and we'll talk. I said, so, did you get tested? And he's just like, well, they just gave me antibiotics for it. And it's just like, that doesn't tell me anything. Just because you got antibiotics for it doesn't mean you got tested. And it's like, no, I'm not sleeping with you. So, anyways, the new guy I'm seeing, I can't hide anything from people. I hid it from people before this one, but this one I have kind of developed a little bit of feelings for. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm pretty sure he knows about it now, but I'm not gonna ruin my friendship with him just because I have feelings for him now. But I just kind of opened up about it last night because I didn't want to hide anything from him anymore, because he already knew I was dealing with depression. He already knew I was dealing with anxiety. He already knew I was on antidepressants for anxiety and depression. So I've been on antidepressants for 3 weeks. So yeah. Anyways, I have my 2-week checkup tomorrow. Anyways, so I didn't want to hold anything back from him because I needed to know if I was still good enough to see him, I guess, is how I'm gonna put it. He's not mad at me, and we still talk like the same like we did before. So he understood. He understands why he's the only one I'm hooking up with right now, which this one is a little bit different than the others. Like, he's really understanding and really nice, and like, I'm not gonna say his name, but I don't really know if he really knows about my channel. Like, I've told him about it. I don't know if he actually went and actually looks at it, so I'm not gonna say too much about him because I already say enough on my Snapchat about him, and he's on my Snapchat, so he reads it all the time, but it tends to not piss him off. So but this is an actual video that's gonna be up on my channel forever. So I don't know if he'll get pissed off about this, or if he'll ever see it, or his friends will ever see it. But yeah, he's a nice guy. He's really easy to talk to. The first time I met him was back in February, and he was actually really easy to talk to. I think I told him that night, yeah, the first night I saw him, I told him about my ex, and he was actually really shocked that I would open up that much to him, I guess. And, you know, I can't be, like, I have to be honest with people. It's who I am. I don't like lying to people. It ruins relationships. And if I want to keep this guy in my life, even if nothing happens and he ends up dating someone else and not me, totally fine. But like, I still want to keep my friendship with him after, so I don't really want to hold anything back from him. So anyways, that is the end of my worst relationships versus my good relationships with boyfriends. So yeah, I'm not really saying the guy that I'm seeing right now is my boyfriend. He is a boy, he is a friend, he is my friends with benefits right now. And please, he's the only guy I'm seeing right now anyways. Why is someone calling me from Brazil? Don't know. Anyways, so now on to my worst relationships with friends versus new friends. So actually, I think I'm just gonna stop this video right here because it's almost an hour long. So I don't know if YouTube's gonna let me post it at this kind of length. So I'm just going to end it here, and I'll do a separate video for friends. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.